We came to run up a bag today. Yes, yes. We came to run up a bag today. Yo, 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 what is going on YouTube? It is Karma Speaks back with another video. Came across this video from Julia Lauren. She's talking about how much she made in the month of October as a content creator. And I really wanted to bring this one to light because so many of us from such an early age, we're indoctrinated into the whole go to school, get a job, work corporate, or work in, the oil field or whatever BS for like the next 40 years of your life and then die. And honestly, there are so many ways to run up this bag. You could do the job route or whatever. You could do the business route. You could do any route that you choose. But what I want is for people to have an open mind to the opportunities that are out there. Because for me personally, I'm lucky enough to have two parents that definitely push the, just do what you want route way more than anything else, right? Like that was it. Just do what you want. If you don't want to go to school, you don't got to go to school. I was in school for 3 weeks and I chose not to go. Like I said, I went for 3 weeks and then I dropped out. I was like, this isn't for me. I'm not meant to be a wagey. I'm not meant to work somebody's job or whatever. I'm sure the benefits in that are cool or whatever, but I could run up a way bigger bag if my time is spent better used with me, because I just believe in myself more than I believe in a job. I'm not going to lie. I think I'm greater than a job. That's just me personally. But yeah, we're gonna see how much she ran up this month as a small content creator. Let's see what she's talking about though.
Here's how much I made in the month of October as a small creator with under 7,000 followers. I have contemplated forever to make videos on this, and I really just want to show you guys what is possible as a small creator and that you really don't need a large following. Okay, so starting with the lowest, which is YouTube, I made $237 from ad revenue. That is basically just people watching our videos and we're getting money from views. We had one video hit 13K and most of the money is from that. Next up is Fiverr. I offer my UGC services on this platform and I made $770 this month. It's not as much as I typically do, but we were traveling for half of the month. So yeah, I didn't take as many deals as I normally would. Next up is content I make for brands, which is called UGC. And this content never shows up on my feed and I literally just make it and send it to the brand. This month I made $1,865, which is pretty good for half the month. Next up is brand deals, which is content that is actually posted to my account. And sometimes brands will even run ads with these videos. This month I made $2,936 and believe it or not, that's actually only from one video. So in total for the month of October, I made $5,808. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions.
She made $6,000, $6,000 in 1 month. And she was talking about how she usually does more of like one of them. I think it was the UGC content or something like that. But $6,000. Now, I don't know how long it takes to get, become profitable as a content creator. But what I do know is that it's scalable like crazy. As long as you're building an audience, you're building your ability to generate revenue. Straight like that. And for me, in my personal business, it's just about the opportunity. It's about the opportunity. You could do many things and make $100,000, right? You could do many things and make $100,000 entry level. Like you could. It's possible. But for me, when I look at it, it's the opportunity cost. It's like, okay, how much does it take to get into the field? Not much. It just takes time and learning and then a couple bucks to get some equipment, camera equipment and this and that. And then you build it over time. But, get some camera equipment and get good at the, photography or videography and whatnot. And then you build the business, you make connections, you build your, network so that you can then charge them money. And then the more that it builds, the more money and opportunity you have. And same thing with content creation. The more of an audience you build, the more people you can reach. If you want to sell a template, sell a course, sell this and that, you want to get brand deals, you want to have affiliate links in the description, you want to have anything like that. Those are all revenue streams that you can collect, even ad revenue just from viewership, right? So it's scalable. A job, a 9-to-5 job isn't scalable. You have to wait 2 years before you jump to a new job. I mean, you don't have to, but that's typically the formula. It's like you wait 2 years, jump to a new job, and then you get like a $20,000 raise, and then maybe you could get a bonus or this and that, and you sort of cap out at a certain level because it's like, okay, how much value are you actually bringing for the price point that you're trying to get from the person, right? You go from Amazon to Facebook, and Amazon was paying you 100,000, Facebook is now paying you 130,000, and then Google's going to pay you 150,000, and then this place is going to pay you 200,000, and then after a certain point, like right around like that, like I don't know, I want to say I've heard like $250,000 to $500,000 range. It just kind of caps out. You're not making more money than that. No matter what you're doing, you're not really making much more money than that amount. Like there's a certain amount of value that you actually bring before they're like, let's just bring on somebody new that's cheaper, And for me in my business, I have infinite growth opportunity. I can reach more people in my area. I can beat out other competition, take their clients if I wanted to, if that was where my moral compass lied. I could go to other states, other markets, run up the bag there. I could do anything. I could just upcharge on some of my services. But there's no cap to it. You feel me? Like there's no cap to how much money I can make as an entrepreneur, as a business owner. And that's the difference between being a wagey versus being a business owner. I don't mean it in like a, mean way saying wagey. I just mean somebody that waits every, Friday or every other week or bi-weekly, whatever, and saying, hey, can I get my paycheck? Like that. It just doesn't, float my boat personally. I enjoy the stability aspect of it, but it's also constraining knowing that, hey, like I could be running up a bag on my own and make way more money than what you're going to pay me. Really quick story before we end this off. I want to say almost 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, somebody recognized me on Instagram and was like, hey, we love your work. Would you want to come work for us? Or, we had a meeting, we had a Zoom meeting and we talked about it. They told me what the starting pay was or what it would be at. And they said it was about $50,000 or so. And I kind of sat with that offer because that was really good. I'm 21 at the time. And I'm like, yo, like, how would that be? Like being 21 years old and making $60,000 and not having to go to school. Like I get to like, make money and then do what I love and this and that. And I really had a hard time contemplating the situation because I'm like, okay, do I still focus on my business, which isn't making that much yet? Or do I go and work for them? So I sat with the offer for about 2 weeks. I didn't give them any answer. I was not fast to give them an answer at all. And then I sort of made my decision, but then I decided to message them back and I was like, hey, like, I'm going to have to pass on it. They didn't answer back, of course, because I took mad long to get back. That was disrespectful. But the point was that I wasn't making $60,000 yet. They offered me $50,000 or $50,000, whatever it was. Fast forward less than a year later, I had like my first 10K month. So I went from making like $3,500 a month, maybe if I'm lucky, to doing 10K in a month. And then now we've had, 10, 11, 12K months. And I ran up this bag and I'm a 6-figure business owner at this point in time. If I took that $50,000, which would have paid me, like $3,500 a month, I wouldn't be creating my own schedule. I wouldn't be working with who I wanted to. I get to fire clients all the time. I'm like, hey, like, I don't think this is working. Like, you're kind of an asshole. I get to fire clients. I get to choose who I work with. I get to choose what I charge. I get to choose what time I want to do things. I can say, hey, I feel like doing something at 12 o'clock. I don't feel like doing it too early. And I doubled how much I would have been making in a year or less than a year's time. And I get to take tax write-offs. I don't know. That's just me, though. I don't know. I'm going to leave it at that. Appreciate anybody that watched this. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. All right. Peace.